Welcome to another self-service video. We will look at how to create a service order in the buying and invoicing solution of the P2P, Procure to Pay solution. We will focus on how to create a service order with a parent line, and we will add a child planned line underneath that parent line, and that will constitute the service order. After submitting that service order created via the requisition document and then getting fully approved, we will look at how the order looks like in the P2P solution. And then after that, we will look at it from the supplier point of view on the Ariba network when they receive the order, how it will look like from that perspective. You start the process by creating a normal requisition, just like a material requisition. So under Create Requisition, fill in the normal header lines. Other fields are defaulted properly, and then I will go ahead and create a parent line. So this has to be a non-catalog line where the commodity selected will be of type service. So when you enable the creation of a service order in your solution, you should be able to create it with the item category of service, and then that will show the fields, additional fields that are required for service. So keeping in mind that I'm creating the parent line right now, this parent line will basically set the budget. So for example, if this is a $50,000 consulting fee, it will set that amount, and then the planned and unplanned lines will be taking money out of that $50,000 limit. So let me go ahead and create this parent line, and selecting a commodity will default whether it's a material or service, but then you can override it. Perfect. And then here you can see the service was defaulted. However, this can be changed if material was defaulted and so on. But notice also that since it's a service, so let me go ahead and change it to material. You see how those fields, additional fields, go away. If it's a service, this is how you know that it's actually turned on, this functionality. The max amount is what will be hidden from the supplier. So if I were to set up a $50,000 max amount, the supplier will not see this amount. They will only see the children lines that I will provide them. So I'm going to leave the expected amount to be empty. I'm going to put the start date to be beginning of this month, end of next month. Everything looks good at this point. Unit of measures each is okay. Update amount, and then the vendor. We'll go ahead and pick the vendor. I'll just go ahead and pick a vendor that I have access to on the network. And now I can go ahead and add this line to the cart. So now, looking at the requisition header, I have the parent line. And with this parent line being selected, I'm ready to add the child line. So when I click on More, Add Child Items, now I can add the unplanned line. And now, given that I've picked the Stratus IT supplier, I will only see the catalog items for that supplier. Since I don't have any catalog items for that supplier, I'm just going to add a non-catalog child line. So let's just say Project Manager. We'll go ahead and pick, let's say it's 100 hours at $50 an hour. Notice the vendor information is automatically defaulted because all children lines have to be for that same vendor, so you cannot change the vendor. So again, if I go back to the requisition line view, you can see that the child line is a subset of that parent line. So it's a subset of it. And this is what constitutes a service requisition. There we go. Now it's ready to be submitted. So let's submit. And once the email notifications will go to the users, and then once they approve it, the order will generate the actual service order, which will be routed to the supplier. The requisition is now fully approved. It is in ordered status. The PO has been generated, the actual service order. So clicking on that order within the buying solution, you will see it looks like a typical order, other than a parent line is here with the child planned line against it. And if we click on the details, we can see in the detail of the $50,000 how much has actually already been created, planned, so that you can see that it leaves you open amounts available and so on. So next will be to show it on the Ariba network. So looking in on the Ariba network from the supplier point of view, they will receive this order in their inbox. And here's the order for $5,000. And when they receive the order and they open it, they will see that that there's a $5,000 request. Notice again, they don't see the total of $50,000 that was budgeted for this service order, but they will see the planned line for 50 hours, 100 hours for $5,000. And then also notice they could still do an order confirmation to acknowledge that they received the order. But notice there's no advanced ship notice button. Instead, it's a service sheet button. And they can, so they can, once they confirm the order, they can go ahead and create the service sheet from here via a flip. So the service order will flip into the service sheet. Okay. So in this video, we have shown how to create the service order with the parent line for the $50,000 and the planned line for the $5,000 that's been identified. We submitted the order, the requisition, and we got the order generated. We looked at it from the buying solution, and then we looked at it from the network perspective. Thank you.